What's happening, family? Dr. Joe here. Hope each of you are well and blessed. I'm so glad that you guys have taken the time to meet with me and with us on this evening. Happy Thursday. Let me first and foremost say that I'm glad you're here, and I also want you to understand that this particular presentation is and has been designed specifically for those of you who have registered for the 2024 fall session of the world's greatest transformational process, the 40-day turn up. Again, you have registered for the 2024 fall session of the 40-day turn up. If you're watching this and it's after that time, do not take this information to be relevant to whatever class that you are a part of. All right. We always like to do them fresh so we can ensure that you have accurate information. We're doing this on this evening, not because all of you need it, because a lot of you all have been able to figure this out on your own. If you haven't figured it out, if you're having some difficulties, that's what this is for. And that is the purpose of our session on this evening. I'm going to, one, go over some things that you need to be looking for, some just things in terms of our communication to you that are important. I'm going to show you how to log in to your portal. I'm going to go over things about your app. I'm going to go over when to expect to hear from us, how we will communicate with you, as well as what you need to do in the interim. So let's keep that in mind. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring a document on the screen. All right. And I want you to understand that what you're seeing now are two different pieces of information. This particular part of the screen is an email that all of you all received once you completed your registration. I'll go over what it says, okay? And what I've done is you may not see this one right here, but you'll understand why. All right. It says, "You've made it. Thank you for taking time, taking the plunge into the journey and joining the 4-day turn up. Here are your next steps." This came to you via an email once you finished your registration. Okay. It came from myjourneylife.tv or something with that in the URL. What you want to be certain that you do is locate this particular email. You'll hear me talk and then I'll stop because I want to give you time to I don't want to rush the information. I want to be certain that all of you feel confident in what you have. Okay. Again, this was an email. Many of you got this. Many of you all have gone through it. But Dr. Joe, I don't see the email. If you do not see this email, number one, be certain that you did, in fact, register. Number one, sometimes in the past, people put their names on waiting list, but you didn't register. You want to keep that in mind. All right. Now, when you get this particular email, it's going to take you to you see how that says member portal. The member portal is this right here. Okay. When you click on that, it takes you to this screen. That's why I wanted to put it and use it as a screenshot. So once again, when you get this email right here, this email went out to everyone who registered. It says, click the link below to log into your member portal. You see that? The member portal is this right here. When you click on this, it goes to this page right here. You see that? So now let's look a bit more closely at this page. It says log in, big letters. You see that? Email here, password here. The email that you're going to put in here is the same email that you used to register. Many of you all were asked to set up your credentials. You're going to use the same ones here. So the email that you use here is the same email that you use to register. Okay. The password is the same password that you will use when you were establishing your credentials. Dr. Joe, I don't remember doing that. Dr. Joe, I forgot my password. No worries. If you forgot your password, all you got to do is look under where it says sign into member portal and click the forgot password. See that? Now, what that's going to do is it's going to ask you to put in your email address, and it's going to send you, just like any other app, just like any other email that y'all have done. If it's your bank, if it's the people, your credit union, whatever, it'll let you reset it. But it has to be the email that you used to register. If you put an email that was not that you did not use to register, it's not going to recognize you. Okay. So that's your responsibility, that if you forgot your password, you at least need to know your email. A lot of people do things that they aren't supposed to do, and that is to register other people. If you're watching this and your mom or your dad or your brother, your friend, or whoever registered you, you have to have this particular information in order to gain access. Well, I don't know what my email is. Well, did you ask them? Okay. Now, these two pieces of information should already be done by the time you get to this point. If you forgot your password, you can easily reset it. Okay. Now that you kind of understand that, at the bottom, let's look back at this page. You see where it says download the 4-day turn up Kajabi app? You go to that same email, click that, you'll download the app, and it's going to take you to this same type of ability to log in. Now, this is what's important, because the application is going to give you access by way of your phone through an application and not using a browser. Just like you got to have your bank app, just like you have your credit union app, your grocery store app, whatever it is. Okay. Now, the same credentials that you use for the app, guess what? It's going to be the same credentials you use for your login. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to take you to exactly what. All right. Y'all just hold on one second. Now, I'm going to show you what the back end looks like and what you need to look for. So let's hypothetically say, okay, I have gotten my email that Dr. Joe just referenced. I went to my membership portal. I've signed in. Now that you signed in, let's assume you've done that. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you sign in, to show you the things that you need to look for. Okay. All right. So you go to the website, right? Just like you can see, I've signed in. You go to products. What are products and why is this important? See where it says all products. The products that you see are all the different products that I, Joseph Williams, are registered to. This means that when you go to your products, you're not going to see all of these products, because all of these products are different products that I, Joseph Williams, am registered to. Why am I bringing this up? Because a lot of people are a part of organizations, schools, institutions who use Kajabi. And if you are a part of different types of organizations, it means that you are going to have more than just one product. Why am I saying this? Because if you use the same email address for other different institutions that use Kajabi, you can use the same email address, but you have to be certain that you're going into the right product. It may default to whatever your women's group is, or your men's group, or whatever it is you're using. Most of you all, this may not apply to you, but some of you will. There's just some troubleshooting things to make it easy. The product that you want to look for is this one right here. You see, it says 40-day turn up community group 2,987 people. You see that? So I'm going to click on that. All right. Now I want to go to my community. You see this on the right. The community is here, but to go to it, look, it says go to your community. Click. Now I'm in my community. This is where you want to be, because this is all the things that are going to be germane to you. Now, the most important one is this one right here, where it says 40-day turn-up updates. You see that? It's within this tab that all of the updates that I personally give you are going to be here. Now, you can see you guys have already made your way through. Salute to Jeanette, she's from Peoria. Now, the introduction is here. You can see that. Tawanda, you see that? She's a mother, she's a wife, she's a full-time employee with over 35 years of corporate America. All right, salute to her. Alicon Thomas, Rebecca Mathis, Chantel, Creasa. All right, all of you guys have already made your way back here. You see that? So it is working. And the way people got here are going through the same steps that I showed you. They went to that site, they saw that email, they logged into their portal, and they navigated to their community. Now, I want to go back out to something because I want you to understand this. Look at this right here. Remember where we're seeing the 40-day turn-up updates? All of the updates that I send you are going to populate here, okay? Within this part of the community. Did you see how I got to that? Look. Go back out. Go back out. Remember, I clicked on my product, 40-day turn-up group, fall 2024, right? I clicked on that. I went to my go to your community, the blue tab here, click, and then 40-day turn-up updates. When I send you updates, all of the updates are going to populate in this specific tab. There are two ways that you're going to be able to get these updates. Number one, you'll be able to get it when you log into your portal if you're doing it with just a search engine, or if you use Safari, if you're a Mac user, or Google Chrome, whatever. Or you'll be able to access this through the app. That's the same reference on that email that I showed you. The second way you're going to get it is through a push notification. I'll make a video. I'll say, hey, group, this is Dr. Joe. Today is such and such a date. This is such and such a time. And this is what you need to know for today. And then I'll go through whatever my update is. When we send those out, we're going to do it by way of a push notification, which means it's going to email you. You're going to get an email in your email that says update from Dr. Joe. So there are two ways you'll be able to get it. You'll be able to get it by checking your community group, or by just going to your community group once we send you that push notification. Does that make sense? Now, what could prohibit you from getting the push notification, because a lot of people may say, well, I didn't see anything, I didn't get anything. There are two troubleshoots that you want to look for this. The first one, a lot of people may be looking for updates from Journey Life TV, and it's not going to come from Journey Life TV. It's going to come from a Kajabi type of URL, because we're using the Kajabi platform. This means you may have gotten emails when you were registering because it was coming from journeylife.tv. But this is a completely different server. I may be using the wrong terminology. Excuse me, all my IT folks. But what I'm saying is you may not be getting the Kajabi updates because the Kajabi updates may be going to spam, junk, sponsor, whatever those folders where the marketing undesirable spammy things. So that means that you'll just need to train your system to ensure that you let your email know, no, this is not junk, this is not spam, this is something that's valuable to me, this is something that I want to see. I'm never going to spam you. I'm never going to send you more than 1 to 2 updates a week, so you don't have to worry about being overloaded with that. The second reason why you may not be getting updates when we do the push notifications is if you go into your settings and you opt out of communication. You know how, gang, when you are registering for a website, or you're registering for, you know, whatever you're registering for, and then it says, I don't want emails, I'm opting out of communication. When you do that, the system won't email you. So if you opt out of communication, or you went into your settings and you said, I don't want communications from this, and if it asks you that and you opt out, it means that when those push notifications go out, they're not going to populate in your email because you opted out. So you want to stay in communication. Don't opt out. That's important. The goal of Kajabi is to keep you guys in a place to where we can communicate with you effectively. All right. It's going to be a time for you to do that. It's going to be a time for you to kind of come through all of those things, and you'll be able to see it as we go through. Okay. That's the purpose of it. Now, I want to cover a couple more important items. I think we did a good job with that. Hopefully we're clear. Number one, your first update is going to be sent to you on August the 1st. Okay. August the 1st is 1 week from today. So on August the 1st, you will see my face on a video, push notification, and it's going to populate in that same place that I've already shown you. You'll be able to see it when you go through your portal, or when you download the app, or we'll send it by way, or you'll get a push notification. Most of you will get both. And I promise I will not over communicate with you. I will send you an update weekly. Hey, this is where we are. This is what you need to know. All right. That's the first thing that you need to know. All right. The second thing that you need to know is, at this moment, there's nothing for you to do. There's nothing for you to buy. Don't buy anything. Don't do anything. If somebody else tells you, hey, you need to buy this or you need to buy that, I'm telling you from the horse's mouth, there's nothing you need to do. The only thing that you need to be doing right now is preparing yourself for the transformation that you need to manifest in your life. You need to prepare yourself for the miracles that are getting ready to come. You need to prepare yourself for all of the amazing things that are in store for you. That's all you need to be doing. If I had to add one more thing to that, I would say familiarize yourself with the back end that we've gone over. Be certain that your information in terms of your email, in terms of your password is all set. Be certain that you're opted in. Be certain that all of those things are there. And the reason why we want you to have that is so we can communicate with you and you don't miss anything. That's it. Okay. Next thing, like I've already said, be certain that you're looking for URLs from Kajabi as we update you, and not from Journey Life TV, because it's coming from a different place. It's important. Now, at this moment, what are the next steps? The next steps is, as long as you do what we've mentioned, familiarize yourself with the background, with the back end, look and anticipate our updates. That's all you got to do. But I want to inform you guys on what we are going to be working on and what we need to do to get you to where you need to be. The first thing that we are going to do is we have to graduate this class that is in the midst of the journey. They are in week 4. They have 2 more weeks. All of the females that graduate will become butterflies. All of the males who graduate will become legends. We've got about 1,500 of them actively within that process right now in about 9 different countries. Okay, performing very well. These are individuals who went through the 40-day turn-up, graduated, got invited to the journey, and are anticipating graduation. Okay, we're going to graduate them. Once we graduate them, we're going to start to train our next core of leaders and coaches. Who are the leaders and coaches? The leaders and the coaches are the people that you will be paired with. Every single group is going to have a coach. That's a person who has come through the turn-up, 40-day turn-up successfully. They have graduated from the journey successfully, and they have been a leader of at least one group, and then they become coaches. And they have to get a recommendation from the person that they served under. So the coach is the person who's leading the group. The leaders are the individuals who are working under coaches. As the leaders are working under coaches, the leaders are people who graduated from the 4-day turn up, they graduated from the journey, and they have been recommended to be a leader. But they're not on the coach's level because the coach is training them. So we spend soon, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to start our leadership and coaches training. Every person that we pair with you has done what you've done, has been invited to be a part of the journey, has been recommended to be a leader, and recommended to be a coach. We take that very seriously because the stronger the leadership in the groups, the better the experience. What you have to understand, we've got to administrate 3,000+ people. It's 3,000 of y'all. I'm going to have another 400 to 500 leaders and coaches. And I'm probably going to have another 100 people who will be individuals who will be a part, just miscellaneous folks who were trying to get in and they couldn't, or whatever that may be. When I went to Morehouse College, my freshman year, there were 3,000 students. So we have to administrate 3,000 people, not including the 400 to 500 leaders. And I have a team of about 10 people. So it's a lot for us to do. This is very administratively demanding. And we didn't have the opportunity to benchmark what we're doing because we were basically inventing what we're doing as we're going along. All right. Now, once we have graduation, once we finish our training, that's when we're going to start to assign you participants with your coach. That's going to happen near the end of next month. Okay? That's going to happen at the end of next month. As I start my updates with you all next Thursday, every week I'm going to be letting you know, hey, this is where we are. This is where we are. Expect to hear from us by such and such a date. Expect to hear from us by this time. Here's your group. This is where you need to be. This is what we're going to give you those updates leading up to where y'all are not just sitting around here wondering, I haven't heard from nobody. When am I going to hear from my coach? What's happening? You're not going to need to know about that, assuming you do everything that I've given you the instructions to do in terms of finding that portal, getting in the back end. Okay. The next thing is we're not going to make any special assignments with teams. A lot of folks say, hey, can I be in the same group with my mama? Can I be in the same group with my cousin? The answer is no. We're going to put you where we put you. We don't like pairing people in the same house because of experience. There were times when families would go through, they would all be in the same house, and whenever they would have their virtual meeting, guess what would happen? They would have internet problems because everybody was on a certain call at the same time. And it was mitigating the positive experience because of the overload of the bandwidth in the house. It makes perfect sense. I know, because we've been there, done that. We pair people based upon where you are in the world. We like to keep people who are in the same time zones in the same groups. We're not going to put 3 folks from Atlanta, 2 people from New York, and then 4 folks from Texas and 2 people from LA. We're not going to do that. We like to keep our coaches, leaders, and our participants in similar time zones, even our international groups. That's how we like to do it because it's more convenient for everybody. All right, if you're in London in the UK and I'm over here in Atlanta, I would imagine it's 7-8 hours ahead of me. So a PM meeting is going to be inconvenient because you may be going to work at that time. So that we don't take recommendations from that. Number 2, we keep men with men, we keep women with women. It's better that way. Women feel safer, men feel safer, and we don't have that dynamic. There have been times when we've had to assign female coaches over male groups because we were short on male coaches. In the event that that happens, there's a certain way we do it to where the men are not intimidated by their discussions. We do it in a way to where there's a male captain, and when they're having their discussions, the female coach is not a part of it. We've worked all of that out. But we don't put male coaches over female groups. We don't do that, because our shortages mostly come from the male coaches. Hopefully that's something we're able to work out. I just want you all to know that. Couple more things. Let's talk about fake groups. There are folk out here acting like they're me. There are people acting out like they have partnerships with me and they don't. And you'll hear more about that on the other end. I'm going to share with you these groups so you'll know that I have nothing to do with them. We've had issues of piracy. Okay. We've had issues of people who have shared intellectual property and information. I'm 100% independent. I'm not working with any institution, school, organization, church. The only official process is the one that you're in right now, for those of you assuming that you've registered. I will never ask you to do something. I will never ask you for your credit card. I will never ask you to give money, but I won't do that. You'll know when it's me. So please, sir, please, ma'am, if you find of other groups that exist, we're going to let you know how to report them in order for us to keep the integrity of our village. Lastly, I'm going to let you go. I want to talk about, for those of you who have autoimmune problems, you've heard about the great successes that we've had. We had a major breakthrough where people who came through the PASS course, which was done the first time in this spring of this year, 2024, they had a better sense of overall well-being. They slept better, less pain, and a lot of them were able to get off of drugs for their AI or reduce their drugs. Huge breakthroughs. For those of you who are interested in that, that will be a separate sign up once we get you on the other side of being in your group. So once you're in your group, you know your peers, you know who your coach is, all of that, then we'll have that as a separate registration. So don't feel like you've missed anything. Don't feel, I want you to know that that's done intentionally, because all of you don't have an autoimmune difficulty. It's not going to be germane to you. It's only for people who've been diagnosed, have a medical diagnosis of an autoimmune problem. We'll let you know that on the other side of things. So don't worry about that. All right, gang, we've kept this presentation at about 28 some odd minutes. I've had a great time. I hope you've enjoyed it. All right. Take some time, go through all of this. We're going to start giving you guys your updates via Kajabi for those of you who've registered starting August 1. We got a lot of work to do. Keep us in your prayers and your thoughts. What I want you to do is follow us on all platforms. Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube all have the same handle at Journey Life TV. Till next time, be well, be blessed. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.